Okay, so this plant is stressed out for several reasons. Number one, it needs to be put in a bigger pot. But the major thing that's stressing this plant out right now is the aphids. So the aphids are these little orangish yellow bugs. If you zoom in, you can actually see them crawling around. So there are several ways to get rid of the aphids. We want our garden to be organic, so we're not going to use pesticides. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. One way is with paintbrush. Now, one thing that you have to be careful of is that some of the leaves may have baby caterpillars that are very, very small, or even eggs. So it's going to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. Okay, so you have a couple of different ways to doing it, right? The best way to do is hold the leaves back and then just kind of brush them with the paintbrush. And this is a small, narrow brush, and you can see they're falling off. You see how stained my gloves are? That's basically the aphids dying. That's their little guts, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we're just going to brush them real gently, and we're going to, this plant is in a pot, so it's going to be even easier to just lay it on its side and just look for the aphids and brush them. And then roll the plant. You can see the bottom side of the leaves this way too. Here's a really good one. See? Let me put this leaf back. See, all of these are aphids. All of these yellow things are aphids. They're on the back side of the leaf. They're on the stem. The aphids really like the top of the plant the best. Now, we could cut this plant back and cut all the aphids off by pruning the plant. But I don't want to do that. I want, for this particular plant, it's nice and bushy. I just need to kill the aphids or eliminate the aphids as best I can, so that the plant has an opportunity to not be stressed out anymore before I put it in a bigger pot. Now you can see here, I saw an egg. Don't know where it went at the moment. Maybe it's on the leaves stuck together. When I find another one, I'll show you. Well, you know what? I have this here. So, this is one that it had aphids on it, and I cut it back. I don't know if you can see. Let's get this. This little tiny white dot right there, that's an egg. You see that egg right there? Now, I'll show you on, there's another really good one. See, he's kind of hanging off the edge. Can you see that? And then there's a couple on the top of this one here. Can you see there's one here hanging off the edge? There's one here hanging off the edge, and there's one there hanging off the edge. Do you see them? Those are eggs. So we don't want to hurt the eggs, so this one, I'm going to stick this one. Later on, I'll put it in some water, and it can root in water. Right now, I'm just going to stick it in the water so that the milkweed stays moist. And after we get all of these brushed, then what we're going to do is we're going to take the water hose, and we are going to spray the plant down with a water hose. Now, there are also ladybugs on this plant that I'm trying not to disturb the ladybugs as best I can as well. But this plant has a very, very bad case of aphids. So it may have to do this to this plant more than once. Right now we want to get the majority of it. See, look in there deep. See all those aphids in there really deep? Can you see all those yellow aphids? So we're just going to brush them off.
Show them again.
See, I brushed them off now. They're gone. Well, they're not gone. They're on the table, and some of them are stuck in the paintbrush. And this plant had the aphids so bad that it's going to take more than one time to treat this plant. See, now there's one of my ladybugs right there. She was busy eating. You see her crawling? Let's see if I can get her. There she is right there. You see her right there? She was busy eating aphids, and I'm disturbing her as well. So We're going to come back to this plant a little later. This plant's pretty stressed out at the moment. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take the water hose to it. I got a little high-powered hose nozzle on it. We're going to hose it down. We're going to water it, and then we're going to set it over in the sun and let it recover. Here's another one. Now this one here is not as bushy, so you can see the aphids up here a lot better. See them all up there? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at this plant kind of close, and we're going to look and see if we have any caterpillar eggs on it. And if you look close, you can see there are black aphids and yellow aphids both on this plant. So on this particular branch, I'm not seeing any eggs, and I'm not seeing any baby caterpillars. So we are going to eliminate this one by cutting the plant down here by the joint where the two leaves are coming out at an angle, and we're going to dispose of this. Right now we've got our bleach water down there, and the rest of the aphids on this plant we can just kind of squish with our fingers because there's not that many. Now this one here, same thing. So let's look at this one here. I don't see any eggs. No monarch eggs. I don't see any baby caterpillars. This one here is pretty in a good spot. So we're just going to once again cut at an angle right here. And we're going to cut this off. And I'll hold it closer for you to be able to see the aphids. And if I disturb them a little bit, you'll see them crawling around. Into the bleach water they go. Now this one here, it doesn't have, it's not too bad. It's only on a couple of leaves. So we can just cut the leaf off. See? Turn it over, my hand over the other way. So we can just cut that leaf off and dispose of that leaf. Now you can still see that there's a few aphids here on the stem of the plant, and we can just take our finger and smush them. Once again, my gloves are yellow because I'm killing the aphids. And I'm just squishing them. Squishing them with my finger. That's pretty much all I'm doing. And you can see that this plant was not near as stressed out as that other plant was. Now this one here, see now this stalk here, this is pretty bad. See how bad they are on this one? So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this stalk and cut it all the way down towards the base of the plant. And all of those aphids there, we're going to put them in the bleach water. Some people put them in their fire pit. Where we live at, we can't do fire pits. So I put them in bleach water or Dawn dishwashing detergent water, and then they don't spread. That looks pretty good. And they'll even be on the new growth. So you kind of have to look at the bottom side of the new growth. That looks pretty good. Going to take our water hose again. We're going to hose it off. Water the plant a little bit. And then we're going to put it over here in the sun. And that is how you can get rid of your aphids. So if you have aphids in your garden, they can be stressful. Don't stress out too much, but because you can get rid of them. It is a chore, and it is something that you have to keep up with. So don't stress out over the aphids. The aphids will stress out the milkweed, but don't let it stress you out.